Hello and welcome into another edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin Hickson. I'm your lead beat writer for the Arizona State Sun Devils on SI and your host of this daily Sun Devils Insider Podcast. And I'm so grateful to be joining you on this Friday morning. We are nearing the end of week 3 for Arizona State football spring practice. If you've been following me this whole time through, it's been an intriguing time. There's been a bit of a learning curve that has really been placed on this team since it's such a new, freshly constructed roster. Uh, there's a lot of moving parts in place, especially at spots like quarterback, where only one player from last year's team is returning on the roster. Um, But safety, there's Boogie Wilson is technically a returning starter, but I believe that he will be moving to nickel instead of playing at safety. So safety is going to be a room that's largely newly constructed. Even linebacker, you're losing Keyshawn Elliott and Jordan Crook. You are promoting Martell Hughes likely to a starting spot, but you're replacing production that was really invaluable over the last 2 seasons prior. Uh, I've seen a lot of progress from the team so far, 3 weeks in. The physicality's been ramped up. Seems as if the competitive fire is around the entirety of the team. The coaches are getting into it, very engaged. And I've noticed that's one of the things I've noticed the most is that the coaching hires and promotions and everything that Kenny Dillingham did when shuffling the staff around in light of the amended contract that included a boosted salary pool for the assistants, is paid off. Demetrice Martin uh, leads the cornerbacks. Gibbs leads the safeties. Uh, Mike Cyphers has been brought in as a specialist coach for the specialists. Um, yeah, there's the staff is much deeper, much more adept to handle a number of scenarios throughout practice. And I think the rules change, so there's more coaches that can actually instruct during practice, which will undoubtedly help in the development of players like Uriah Nillams that I've been mentioning a lot lately. Um, that leads me into kind of discussing the three things that I'm going to be focusing on the most over the last 2 or so weeks of spring camp. I believe the last day of spring camp is in about 2.5 weeks. So the closing stretch of spring camp is going to be heavily, heavily, heavily predicated on who's going into summer with the advantage at the pertinent positions that are open for competition. One of the spots that I'm going to be focusing on the most is the running back position. I think that there's a consensus amongst Arizona State media, including me, that the running back position is very, very wide open. I think Kyson Brown is probably the best back in the room still overall, pound for pound. But there are so many different wrinkles in the running back room that make it really cloudy, make the outlook cloudy. The first thing is that Marcus Gillis and David Avitt are built like absolute tanks. You can use them in heavy sets, you can use them in goal line sets. You can do a lot of different things with them. And then Jason Brown Jr. and Demarius Man Robinson are both smaller, kind of more receiving backs. I mean, Jason Brown obviously had a great game running the ball. I mean, they're more like scat backs or more like Darren Sproles types. Um, and Tyson Brown and Carde Mack are kind of a blend of both of the two builds of running back. which means that you can do a lot of different things with all six of these players. All six of these players, plus James Giggy, maybe have a realistic chance of seeing the field in 2026. And Kenny Dillingham saying that they want to use more 20 and 21 personnel, which are two running back sets, sets the stage for even two and three deep being a meaningful competition for Arizona State's running back room. I'm very excited to see what they do over the next couple of weeks in setting the stage for summer and fall camp. Uh, I mean, even though there's not much separation there, there's still product very productive days on the ground in practice. So I'm very intrigued to see what transpires. The second thing that I'm going to really be watching is obviously the quarterback battle. Um, this is the one that's going to grab headlines during the entirety of the offseason. The expectation always was that Sam Levitt would not be on Arizona State after the 2025 season, whether I mean, it was usually under the guise that he would be NFL ready and he would go to the draft. That didn't happen. There was a very unceremonious exit with no love lost between the two sides. And now he's off to LSU. So Arizona State has to start back from square one at the quarterback position. Right now, I still do believe that Cutter Bully is the odds-on favorite to be the starting quarterback. He's gradually improved. Uh, he's making less, he's forcing less throws into tight coverage. He's making better decisions overall. He's very steady. He knows the playbook pretty well for somebody who's just getting used to it, at least from my point of view. And he is deceptively athletic. He's not a Sam Levitt type of athlete that is very fast twitch and can break a run 50 yards, but he's a functional athlete and that's going to add he's going to probably be able to run some RPOs and read options and everything. Um, I think the other three quarterbacks have done a fair job, at least, if not better. Mikey Keene made some mistakes on Tuesday. He was solid on Thursday. Cameron Dyer really impressed me yesterday on Thursday. He made probably three or four of the best throws of the day. Jake Fetty has really exceeded my expectations for a freshman quarterback, especially a true freshman. He's really made a strong transition, and I don't know if he's going to be the starting quarterback, but he's in play to have a sizable role uh, in the future. He's probably going to be the quarterback of the future, just point blank. And the last thing that I'm going to be watching is really what Coach Dillingham says after practices. Uh, we know about a week and a half ago he was pretty critical about how the Sun Devils attacked practice, the lack of intensity, and the lack of physicality. They've really ramped it up in the last week and a half since then, and it seems as if he's a lot giving a lot more positive reception uh, in the aftermath of the last couple of practices. I think what he says is very, very crucial all the time, but especially right now, considering he's bringing in a roster that looks much different than last year and that he's trying to keep Arizona State afloat in a Big 12 that is evolving. There are teams that are competing with Arizona State for at the very top, along with Texas Tech. There's Houston, there's possibly Utah, there's even maybe Arizona and a couple of others. But I think what Coach Dillingham says after practice is going to be very, very crucial in further bridging our understanding of what's going on in spring camp. And that's really all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. Once again, my name is Kevin Hickson. I am your lead beat writer for the Sun Devils on SI. And thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the podcast. And I will see you with another episode tomorrow. Thank you so much.